Hi, everybody. My name is Sherry Placco, and I live in the Chicago area. And I am here with my good friend, Carrie Jo Wagner, and she's in the Michigan area. So we are here to talk to you about Young Living essential oils and why we love them so much. So first, a little bit about me. I'm a mom to two college-aged, I can't say boys anymore, they're men. And I'm a wife to my lovely husband, Jim, who is very patient with me. And I'm also a teacher. So for my day job, I kind of corral 8-year-olds all day. But I truly love it. But my favorite thing to do now is really tell people about the amazingness of Young Living essential oils. So the reason I got started with Young Living is because in May of 2016, 3 years ago now, this weekend, I got very ill. And over the course of a few weeks, we found out that I had rheumatoid arthritis. I had no warning, no family history. I just went into a full body flare where by the end of 2 weeks, I couldn't even dress myself. I couldn't lift my arms. Everything hurt. And I was walking around like I was a 90-year-old woman. Well, the doctors put me on all kinds of big pharma meds. I was on 50 milligrams of prednisone every day for over 9 months and all these other big guns. And it really didn't help my condition. It just kind of stabilized it so I could function from day to day. So I saw an ad for a local class about essential oils. And I was like, well, I don't know what those things are, but there's got to be something better than all of these medications I'm doing. So I went to a class and I started hearing all about these wonderful little bottles of oils. And the long story short is that they have completely changed my life. I learned about the things that I was bringing into my home were harmful and were actually contributing to my conditions. And once I removed the chemicals from my home and I improved all of my gut health and I've started going a more natural route, I'm really excited to say that I have been medication free for 2 years. That's right. All medications. I use essential oils for everything in my life, and I feel better now at the age of 50 than I did 10 years ago at 40. So I can't wait to tell you how you can use essential oils and why you need them. And now, Carrie Jo, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I was lucky enough. So my family now lives in the Metro Detroit area, but back in 2016, I was lucky enough to still be living in Chicago, and I was a special education teacher working with Sherry. So I found out that I was pregnant, and I had been on sleep medications for, no kidding, about a decade because I had an undiagnosed adrenal tumor just pumping cortisol through my body so I couldn't sleep. So honestly, 10 years I was on sleep medications, like heavy sleep meds. So of course, when I found out that I was pregnant, I had to go off those. Panic, like I'm never going to sleep, And Sherry was like, get this Young Living starter kit, put the lavender in your diffuser and you'll sleep. And I was like, you're nuts, but I'll try it. I was desperate, right? So I did just that. Didn't take any sleep meds, set up this little diffuser, put the water in it. I think Sherry was like, oh, put like 4 drops of lavender. I was like, I don't know about this. I put like 6 or 7, right? But I slept so well that night and I haven't taken sleep medication since. So, right? Yay! So thank you to Sherry, right? I now use these with my whole family. I have 2 little kids. I have an almost 6-year-old with special needs. So we use essential oils for all things to help her regulate her emotions. I also have a now 2.5-year-old who's been oily since the start. So yeah, I love sharing Young Living essential oils with everybody. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, work from home. I still teach. I work with students one-on-one, and I diffuse a lot of oils for concentration while I'm working with students. And just being a busy stay-at-home mom, I need all the calming oils.
I hear you.
So that's a little bit of my story. I'm going to jump into, there's 3 ways that you can use essential oils. So I'm going to start there. So 2 of my favorite ways are to use them aromatically. So you can see I've got a diffuser going behind me with some like uplifting essential oils in it. I've also got another diffuser over here. I've got a diffuser in like every room of the house.
Me too.
Right? So you can put your essential oils in a diffuser, but you can also, and I do this a lot with my daughter, when we need some calming oils, like now, you can put a little drop right in the palm of your hand, rub your hands together, and just inhale. Because Sherry knows the fastest way to change your emotions is actually in the limbic center of your brain. This is kind of the center of our brain that also reminds us of smells, reminding us of things, right? So you smell cookies and you think of grandma's house. So this is where smells are connected to our emotions. So you can change your emotions with smells. So that's amazing. I also have on a diffuser necklace. This is just a simple lava bead necklace. You put a few drops of the essential oil on here and you can smell it all day. So
Lovely.
aromatically, love it. The next is topically. We do this all the time, even with my 2.5-year-old. So you can put them on straight, but depending on your skin and the essential oils, sometimes it might get a little red or feel a little hot. So we always recommend, if you're just starting with essential oils, use a carrier oil. I love fractionated coconut oil. Young Living has a blend of 6 amazing vegetable oils. So they sell a carrier oil called V6, which I love and use for like everything. So if you don't have any of those, you can even just use olive oil while you're just getting started. So the carrier oil actually does a couple things. So it dilutes the essential oil so that it's not going to feel hot on your skin, but it also, essential oils evaporate very quickly, and the carrier oil actually helps hold the essential oil to your skin so it absorbs instead of evaporating. So pretty cool, right? So you can use some of these straight. I love to make roller balls, put the carrier oil, some drops of essential oil in it. Our favorite places to put it are our wrists. My daughter loves to like roll it all up her arms. She gets oily. It's hilarious. She has to be supervised. The bottoms of your feet actually have the most pores. So just swiping up and down the middle of the backs of your feet, in the back of your neck, at the top of your spine. So those are some great places to get started with your essential oils. And now Sherry's going to jump into something unique to Young Living essential oils.
Yes. So Young Living also has a third way that we can use our essential oils, and it's internally. So Young Living has a series of oils that are called Vitality, and we have this white label on them, and they're labeled Vitality, which means they are labeled for internal or dietary usage. Now, the other amazing thing about that is that all of our Vitality oils now are certified non-GMO. So we have gone through that process to earn that certification for the non-GMO, which means that we have gone through third-party testing, auditing, all of the verification to prove that all of our oils are non-GMO. Now, so many companies don't even take the time to do that. And I don't know about you, but I know when I'm buying food, I always look for that label because I want to be sure I am not eating foods that are GMO. And so it's a really exciting thing for Young Living. So how do you use essential oils internally? Well, the first way is you can add it right to your water. Now, we'll be talking about the specific oils in a little bit, but when you add it to your water, you always want to use stainless or glass. You don't want to put oils in a plastic bottle for a few reasons, but especially citrus oils, because when we talk about citrus oils, we're going to learn about how they really help like cleanse our cells and they break down things in our body. But that means they're also going to break down plastic. And we know plastic is made with petrochemicals. So if you're working on getting this healthier journey and lifestyle going, you don't want to be drinking the things that make up plastic if you're putting it into your plastic. So always put it in glass or stainless. Another way that you can use them internally is to cook with them. We have all of the oils that are spices that you probably already use in herbs in oil form. So much easier because don't you hate going out and buying that big old bunch of basil and you need like a leaf? I always throw them away or they get gross in the refrigerator. One drop of basil, it might almost be too much. We'll teach you a trick about how you can just put your toothpick into the bottle to just get just enough to swirl the flavor into there. And now you don't have to go and buy that big old bunch of basil and throw it all away. And you can also, this is my favorite, I actually make capsules.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not take any over-the-counter medications. I use essential oils for all the things that I need, and I make a daily wellness capsule. So Young Living sells these vegetable capsules. They are little, they're called size 00, and they just open up. You put your oils in there, you take it, you're good to go. So that's really my favorite way to use them. But why do you want to do oils internally? That's what we're going to talk about. So we know that all around us, chemicals are everywhere. They're in our air fresheners, our candles, they're in your hand soaps, they're in your shampoos. Women especially are at risk because we use so many more body products than men. You know, we've got all of our makeup, our lotions, all of our hair, our skin, everything. And so many of those products are not safe for us. They impact our immune and our endocrine system. They are hormone disruptors. And so our bodies are getting attacked with all these free radicals. Now, free radicals are the things that cause us to age. They're the things that show the wrinkles on our face as we get older. Free radicals have also been caused and linked to autoimmune diseases, to other big diseases out there. So your first step is to improve and increase your antioxidant intake. So Young Living already has a way to make that easy for you. They have this amazing drink called Ninja Red. So Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, he went around the world and went to different cultures and said, okay, what's the key to your longevity? What are you eating here, or what is in your natural environment that is helping you live long and be healthy? And so when he went to the Ningxia province of China, he found that they were all eating this thing called a wolfberry. It grows naturally there. And the wolfberry is kind of a cousin to the goji berry. So most people have heard of goji berries from India. Well, this little drink is made with wolfberry, and it is a super antioxidant drink. Now, 2 samples of this come in your premium starter kit with Young Living. And I highly recommend that the first thing you do when you get this box is you open it up and put these in the refrigerator, because you're going to want to try it. Because on top of being full of antioxidants to help your body fight against all the free radicals, this thing, I don't know, but I have an autoimmune. I teach 8-year-olds. I can't get a flu shot, not that I would want to anymore anyway, but I can't get a flu shot, and I have not been sick in over 2.5 years. Okay, I have an autoimmune. That means my immune system should be in the tank. I drink this every day, and it keeps me above the wellness line. Now, they sell this in bottles as well, so I actually have bottles of it, and I pour myself a shot every day. And when I want to get some of these oils in me internally, I can just add a drop into my little shot. Easy peasy. So Ninja Red is the first thing that you really want to take out of this box. All right, so let's talk about oils, because, you know, people are like, oh yeah, these oils, that's like this new hippie thing. Yeah, not new. They have been around longer than anything else, right? So let's talk about some of my favorites. My first one is lemon. Now, again, this one has a white label on it. So it means it's labeled for internal or dietary usage. Now, the cool thing about lemon is that when we think of clean, you think of lemon, right? When you smell those chemical cleaning products, anything with that lemon smell, you're like, oh, it smells so fresh and so clean. Well, do it yourself. So when you do lemon vitality, I love to put this in my water, because so many people get lemon slices in their water, but I hope you're cleaning that lemon peel if you're doing that, because have you seen the studies about like the bar fruits, like the limes and the oranges and the lemons? It's kind of scary. So you can just make it easier on yourself. Add 1 drop of lemon. You're done. You are getting all of that amazing cleansing property of lemon in your water. Now, what's really awesome is that all of Young Living's citrus oils, they are not using the entire fruit. We actually only use the rind. So this is cold pressed from the rind. So it doesn't have any of that acidic pulpiness to the essential oil. Because I know some people with medications have to stay away from certain citrus oils, but I'm sorry, citrus fruits. But with essential oils, it's not the same because there is none of that acidic pulpiness in there. This is all cold pressed from the rind only. Now, when we think of lemon, you think of cleaning. So when you use this internally, I want you to think of it as like scrubbing all of the cells in your body clean. It's very detoxifying. It's great in your morning tea. Lemon is great for your lymphatic system. So it really helps, clean that out, flush them out. So if you feel like you're getting a little under that wellness line, you want to be adding lemon into your routine, but I drink it every day. It's just one of my staples. So keep the lemon around. The next one I want to talk about is peppermint. Now, back in the day, before I really knew what essential oils were, I used to get really bad migraines. And with these migraines, someone said to me, you need to go get some peppermint oil. And I'm like, what's that? And we're talking like 5-6 years ago. And they go, go over to the health store and they'll have these big old bottles of peppermint oil and you put that on your forehead. And I was like, all right, I'm going. So I went and got this big old bottle of peppermint oil. It said it was, pure. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And I slathered it on my forehead. And I was like, oh, yeah, that smells kind of nice. All right, that's kind of cool. Don't do that with the Young Living peppermint oil. This is pure. The stuff that I bought at that store, the FDA doesn't regulate essential oils. So they can say it's pure, but it's really a third or fourth distillation with a lot of synthetics in there. So if you have bought a bottle of essential oil at a grocery store or from a health food store, even though it says 100% therapeutic or 100% pure, I have a test for you. Put it in your freezer. If it gets thick, chunky, or freezes altogether, throw it away because it is not pure. A pure essential oil does not freeze. I make 2 weeks worth of my wellness capsules at a time, and I actually store them in my freezer because citrus oils will eat through that veggie cap very quickly. Just like we talked about how it's very cleansing for your cells, it's going to eat through the veggie cap. But I can make my veggie caps with all of my citrus oils. I put them in the freezer. It's still pure liquid sloshing around after 10 days. It just kind of stabilizes the constituency of it, so it's not going to eat through the veggie cap, but it doesn't freeze. So be aware. You need to know your farmer. And when I talk about internal use, and even when Carrie Jo talks about topical use, we're only talking about Young Living because we know the product. Because Young Living has what's called a seed to seal guarantee. So we are part of the process from actually sourcing the seed that gets planted in the ground. All of the pest control is done by hand. We do our own harvesting. They do the distillation. We test on site and their third-party testing. We have already gone through that non-GMO process. Those things are always being tested. And we are the only company that owns our own farms, and you can go to them. You don't even have to be a member. You don't have to call up and be like, oh, hi, I'm going to be in Ecuador, and I wanted to come and see your farm. Is there a time I can come? You don't have to do that. If you happen to be in Ecuador, you can go to our farm that's in Ecuador and just kind of walking up and be like, can I see the farm? And they'd say, yeah, sure, come on in. And you can see the whole process. You can see the distillation. You can see everything happening, full transparency. No other company is going to give you that. So back to our peppermint. Don't slather this one on your head. 1 drop of our peppermint essential oil is equivalent to what you get in 26 cups of peppermint tea. Super strong. Just opening the bottle on this is enough sometimes. I can just feel it kind of opening everything up. Now, this is the Vitality version, so it's meant to use internally. Now, peppermint is great for your digestive system. It kind of gets everything moving. It's going to help everything just kind of stay good, stay clear. I also like peppermint because it kind of suppresses your appetite a little bit. So if you're looking for like a weight loss system, I love to use peppermint for that, but I also like it for all things like head related and seasonal. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. Now, the next one I want to talk about is Citrus Fresh. Oh, I love me some Citrus Fresh. Now, Citrus Fresh is a great blend I call this sunshine in a bottle because when I open and smell it, it just makes me feel happy. This is kind of my go-to in my diffuser all around my house pretty much year round because it smells clean. So this is a blend of many different oils. This has, and I can never remember them all, but I know it's grapefruit, mandarin, lemon, spearmint is in this. So it gives it that nice little kick. And spearmint and peppermint are very similar in their constituents. So when you use Citrus Fresh Vitality internally, you're getting the best of both worlds because you're getting those, cleansing and detoxifying oils along with the spearmint, which acts as a little bit of an appetite suppressant. So it's like a win-win for everybody. Now, something I want to point out, our white labels are labeled for internal and dietary usage. We have solid colored labels that Carrie Jo is going to talk about in a minute. These solid colored labels are for aromatic and topical use. Now, both of these are citrus fresh. Now, when our things are labeled vitality, we don't do anything better to make this safer for internal usage. They are the same oil. We label them this way for FDA purposes. Because if on one bottle we said you could use it internally, aromatic, and topically, would be like saying you could eat your lotion, right? So the white labels are for internal usage. It makes it easy when you're new. The solid labels are for aromatic and topical use, but here's the magic trick. It's the same oil. It's the same thing. So if you ran out of this one and you still had a little bit of this one, yeah, you could do it internally. But we're always going to talk about internal usage with the vitality label. And now the last one I'm going to talk about, and then Carrie Jo is going to jump back in, is digize. So when I hear that word digize, it makes me think of the word digestion. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this one doesn't smell so pretty. It really doesn't. Now, when I was on all my big gun medications, I had a lot of side effects, and it included gastrointestinal issues. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to take this oil. I'm going to have to take it internally because it's going to help my digestive system. Now, this is a blend. It contains fennel. I always have to look this one up too. Fennel, patchouli, lemongrass, now, and anise. Anise is something that I'm not a fan of. I don't like the smell. When I would open this bottle, I would be like, oh. But I took it internally. By the second day, I didn't have any gastrointestinal side effects anymore. My tummy felt better. And here was the other cool thing. Now when I open the bottle, I'm not so repulsed by it. Now, I'm not going to wear it as a perfume, but in those early days, I would open up this bottle and almost gag. So they say that if you're repelled to the smell of an oil, it's because your body actually needs it. So something to keep in mind. All right, Carrie Jo, what would you like to talk about?
All right. I'm going to add a tiny bit about the digize, if you don't mind. So this is the digize vitality that you can take internally, but there's also a solid brownish red label digize for external use. So I agree with Sherry, like even swallowing the capsule is not my favorite. I'll do digize and peppermint in a capsule. So I use my digize externally on my tummy every night. So the key to that is I put it around my belly button, clockwise to go, counter to slow. Write that down because you don't want to get it backwards. Clockwise to go, counter to slow. And when my little guy, who's 2.5, was a baby, he had a lot of digestive issues, lots of constipation. He'll kill me when he's 18 for saying that. But I would put this on him very diluted, right? So some fractionated coconut oil or V6 in the palm of my hand, 1 drop, and swirl it around his tummy would take care of everything overnight. So I love digize externally as well. Awesome. And I'm actually going to talk about Thieves Vitality, which is the last vitality that you get in the starter kit. So Thieves is this amazing blend with a pretty crazy history. So grave robbers actually invented this blend during the bubonic plague. So they would put this blend of spices on themselves so that they didn't get sick when they were robbing graves. So awful history, but it just proves that it boosts your immune system. So the Thieves Vitality is a blend. I just lost my notes, so Sherry, jump in. Oh, here they are. Okay. Real life, guys. So it's a blend of clove, cinnamon, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. So I love this. It smells like Christmas, but you can put it in a wellness capsule. You can also put it in tea, make your own wellness tea. It is pretty strong though. So what I really love to do is, of course, use the solid label bottle of Thieves, which is for topical and aromatic use. Put it in the diffuser when anyone is sick or not feeling below the wellness line. I also make a wellness roller and put it on my daughter's feet before she goes to preschool. So she's been in preschool for 2 years now. She's ending her second year of preschool. I think we've had 1 or 2 cases of the sniffles, right? She has got nothing that's been going around, you know, in all those moms groups when everyone's like, oh, my kids are all sick with this or all with that. Like, I swear by this. So this is the Thieves Vitality Essential Oil. Young Living is amazing. So they know the power of Thieves, and they have an entire line of products based on the Thieves Essential Oil blend. So there's a laundry detergent, there's a hand soap, there's a household cleaner, there's a dish soap, everything based on this Thieves blend because it's so amazing. So in the starter kit, they give you a bottle of Thieves hand purifier, which is amazing. Smells like Thieves with a hint of mint. And what I love about this, because even as a teacher, I never used hand sanitizer. All the other teachers put it on their classroom list. I'm like, I don't need any of that because I hated how it made my hands feel. I mean, I would use it, that chemical-filled stuff, and it would just dry out my hands. I'm like, I'd rather have the germs than those awful feeling hands. So this stuff, you guys, my kids even love to use it. I think I have like 3 in my purse right now, a couple in my car. They're everywhere. In my daughter's backpack. Even my kids use this because it actually feels moisturizing. So you also get a little bottle of the Thieves hand purifier. And then what I love is you get this mini travel size Thieves spray. So we just recently took a trip abroad. We were on an airplane for like an entire weekend. It was nuts. But we use this on the tray tables. So this is great for like quick cleaning when you're on the go. You can use it to spot clean in your house. I love to take it and use it on the cart handles because I do not want to use those chemical-filled wipes that they have in the shopping stores. So this Thieves spray is great for cleaning on the go. And now Sherry's going to come back on and talk about some of our other topical and aromatic oils.
Sorry, guys, I muted my audio and then I couldn't get it to click back on.
That is
my dogs
fine.
are starting to bark. You heard her kids. I've got my dog starting to bark up there. So that's why when you see us, we're just real life here, people. All right. So I talked about the Vitality and the ones that you can use internally. Now I'm going to talk about some great ones that I use topically for all different reasons. The first one is frankincense. So frankincense, first of all, I want you to go and you're going to be looking up frankincense and why you need frank in your life. Because seriously, people, frankincense is kind of like the bomb. It really is. You can use this for all things. It's really known like as a biblical oil. So it's very calming and relaxing. It's very spiritual. A lot of people like to put this in their diffusers. Now, personally, I'm kind of cheap. Frankincense is not. So I personally do not use this in my diffuser. I like to use this topically because if you use it in part of your facial routine, it actually visibly tightens your skin. So yes, I'm 50. I don't think, I don't know, personally it's just me, but I don't think I look like I'm 50. I think my face has really tightened up. I think I haven't had plastic surgery, people. I'm a teacher. I can't afford that kind of stuff. But I love to use Frank in my daily routine for moisturizer. Now, if you already love the moisturizer you're using, I'm not telling you to switch your moisturizers, but once you get into this Young Living lifestyle, you're going to realize like, ooh, there's all that bad stuff in my moisturizer. I was the queen of Estee Lauder back in the day. I'm not going to lie. I have ditched all of that because Young Living has an entire skincare line and a makeup line as well now. But frankincense, in the early days, I would just put a drop of frankincense in my hand, add it into my moisturizer, and I would use it on my face and all the way down here to help, you know, women as we get older, we get that little crepe area here. So I'm all about the frank, but it's great to help you calm, relax. It's great in a chest rub with another one of our oils, which I'll talk about next, which is Raven. So Raven is known for respiratory care. So when we use Raven, I want you to think about respiratory, Raven respiratory. Now this has a childproof cap on it. The reason it has a childproof cap is because it contains wintergreen. So any of the Young Living products that have wintergreen will have a childproof cap because wintergreen, you know, has that smell of candy. And if a young child were to get a hold of this and kind of drink it all down, it could be toxic because it could act as a blood thinner in extreme amounts when taken internally. So just something to know, any of Young Living's products with wintergreen will have this cap. So Raven is a blend that contains Ravensara, lemon. See that lemon again? We've already talked about how it's really great for your lymphatic system. Wintergreen, peppermint, and eucalyptus radiata. So this just smells kind of like a spa with that eucalyptus in there. This is great for a chest rub. So you can add a little bit of the carrier oil like Carrie Jo talked about, some fractionated coconut oil or V6, a drop of Raven and a drop of Frank in your hand. Put it on your chest. It's going to open you right up. Don't get any of that Vicks stuff. Again, full of petrochemicals. Throw that stuff away, people. Use our natural essential oils and you're going to get a better response. You can also put it into your diffuser, just 1 or 2 drops into your nighttime diffuser, and you're going to wake up so much clearer. And since I'm talking topical and I already talked about that childproof cap, let me talk about Panaway. Now, this is a lovely little gem. Now, when I first got this, I thought it was spelled wrong. I thought it was supposed to say pain away because this is kind of like nature's Bengay. Now, isn't it amazing? So now this also contains wintergreen because you can tell by that childproof cap, but it also has clove, helichrysum, and peppermint essential oil. Now, all of these are wonderful things to help your skin, and that wintergreen and peppermint are great for your muscular skeletal system. So when you have anything that's kind of achy, you know what I'm talking about. You did something, you worked too hard, you got a little pain somewhere, you put this on there. So I kind of like it a little strong. I like to use it neat. So by neat, I mean, I don't dilute it. I always recommend when you're starting out, you dilute everything. You see how you react to it. But I like to do my neat. And Young Living is so awesome. They give us in this starter kit 2 of these little roller balls. So I pop this top off right here, and I'm going to show you how. You use your lid, you pop this off. I never had to touch it. You put in the roller top, use the lid that comes with it, you turn it until you hear it pop into place, and now you already have a roller ball good to go. Put it right on anything that's a little bit achy, and within seconds, you are going to feel relief. People are amazed by how quickly, how amazing this is. And now the last one I'm going to talk about is Valor. I just want to be like, oh, Valor is the bomb. So when you think about Valor, you think about bravery and courage, right? Kind of at this point in the year, that's how I'm feeling in the school year. I feel like I need courage to get through the school year. Valor is an amazing blend. It contains frankincense, so we've already talked about that. It contains black spruce, blue tansy, geranium, and camphor wood. Now, Valor is a unique oil because it was gone for almost 2 years from Young Living. And the reason it was gone is because blue tansy, when they distilled it in 2016, it didn't meet standards when we tested it. And instead of making a subpar product, Gary Young said, you know what? It's not right. Whether it was like a rainy season or a drought season, one of the oils that goes into this blend was not meeting standards. So he said, we can't make this oil until it's right. Out of stock for over 18 months, millions of dollars in revenue lost. That's not what this company is about. It's about the product doing what it's supposed to do. I love this. I wear it every day. Carrie Jo talked about on her feet or the back of her neck. I actually like to apply Valor on my spine every morning. I roll it right up and down my spine. I feel like it's just kind of getting absorbed quickly. So many of your internal organs are back there. I'm just like, oh, soak it all in. Get me all that courage and that bravery to get me through my day. This is a daily part of my routine. All right. I think I've talked enough. Carrie Jo, why don't you take it over for a while?
Okay. So I'm going to continue with some of our family favorites for calming. Valor is also one of them, but let me start with lavender, which if you guys remember from my story, this is why I got started with Young Living. So I love this. I still love this in the diffuser for sleep. It's also great and soothing for hair and skin. So you can add a couple drops to your shampoo. You can add a couple drops to your moisturizer, like Sherry mentioned with the frankincense. So it's just calming and soothing for skin, for hair, for your emotions. So great topically and in the diffuser. So lavender. Another total favorite, kind of ranks up there with Valor, is Peace and Calming. And that's just because it's an amazing blend with tangerine, orange, ylang-ylang, patchouli, and again, that blue tansy. So you hear some of the same oils coming up in these amazing blends because Gary Young studied so much about essential oils and just knew what to mix for different effects. So this is amazing. I use this in the diffusers a lot. And also topically, it's a really great calming essential oil for both of my kids. I know I also had a cousin who had an infant and she called it his kryptonite because this would just make him pass out. And when babies and kids are that little, I didn't put essential oils directly on my son when he was an infant. Instead, you can make a spray and spray it on his sheets, or because I was nursing him, I would put the Peace and Calming on my chest and then he would nurse and still get the effects of inhaling it, but it's not going directly on his skin just because they have such sensitive baby skin. So Peace and Calming is amazing. Seriously, if you're a mom with little ones, you need this stuff. Like, I have one in my purse and I also have one in my car. Like, if the kids aren't getting it, I'm getting it. Like, just don't leave home without this one. Seriously. You need this. And then the last one, this is another one of the first ones that I fell in love with. Stress Away. Like, who doesn't need some stress away in their life? Seriously. Whether you're a mom, you're a working mom, everyone needs stress away. So this is a great blend of lime, vanilla, and copaiba. So not a lot of Young Living products have vanilla in it. There's also a shampoo. So this is an amazing essential oil. It has a little bit of a sweet smell. Just so calming. Again, this is great in the diffuser. This is amazing in the diffuser. Stress Away in lavender. You can mix these in your diffuser. You can also mix them in a roller ball and use them topically. So that's another really cool thing about Young Living is all these essential oils. You heard Sherry talk about some other ones that you could mix together, but you really can mix them to your personal taste. So if you want to put Peace and Calming and lavender and Stress Away in the diffuser, go for it, right? There's really no like wrong things that you can do. It's all about what you prefer and what works for you. So I want to add a tiny bit to Sherry's Seed to Seal story, right? So I got started with this lavender for sleep, right? So put this lavender in my diffuser. I slept so well. You guys, I think this bottle lasted me about a month. There's about 85 drops in a 5 ml bottle. So it lasted about a month because I was using a lot of it, guys. I wasn't, you're like, oh, I'm going to put 3 drops in the diffuser. I was a lot of drops. So I love Young Living, but I also love Amazon, right? So having two new kiddos in the house, like we ordered a lot on Amazon. So I was like, oh, Amazon has essential oils. Why don't I add a lavender to my next Amazon Prime shipment? You guys, so I started getting oils from, I know Sherry's like shaking her head in horrify, started getting essential oils from Amazon. And also I was like, oh my gosh, they have essential oils at the health food store and at the grocery store. Why don't I just grab some lavender and Frank while I'm here instead of going back into my Young Living account and ordering? Guess what, guys? I stopped sleeping. So what's that tell you, right? So thank goodness I was still teaching with Sherry, and I made a comment about my oils not working one day. And she's like, well, where are you getting them? And I was like, oh, like Amazon and the health food store. She sent me straight, let me tell you. So it really does make a difference. And I can attest to the quality and the purity of Young Living essential oils because these oils worked for me. None of the other oils that I tried worked. So they might be cheaper. You might be able to get them in what seems like an easier place, but they're not the same quality and they don't work the same. So I use Young Living because I've tried all those other oils and they didn't work. These work for my family. I mean, I've been to the Young Living lavender farm in Utah and planted lavender. I don't know any other oil company where you can go to the farm and plant.
No.
So
when you contact any other oil company, they can't even tell you where they get their oil from.
Right. So Young Living is truly amazing, and that's why I love it and I love sharing it.
Yes. All right, guys. I know this was a ton of information. So this was kind of like your quick intro because I know so many people are interested, but they can't make it to an in-person class. So if you want more information, we will be posting our sign-up links and our contact information under these videos. But I wanted to let you know, so how do you get these? We'll send you our links, but you get all of these oils that we talked about. So it is now 12 bottles of oil. And let me show you the cute box. So you get it in this box, and when you open it up, there's 10 of them right there. But on this tray, there's a little tab, and you pick it up, and then, oh, there's more stuff in the bottom. And then you have your Ninja Red packets, that Peace and Calming and Stress Away, 2 of the rollerball filaments, your Thieves hand sanitizer, and I apologize, I don't have my Thieves spray with me, but the Thieves spray is also in here too. Now, if you were to buy these things retail, it would cost you close to $400. Young Living sells you this in what's called the Premium Starter Kit with your choice of diffuser starting at $165, people. You get to choose either this diffuser, which is called the Desert Mist, or that one you see there behind me, looks like a little pyramid. That's called the Dewdrop. Now, both of these have 11 different light settings or no light at all. You can choose for them to run. This one can run 5, 8, or 10 hours. And I think the Dewdrop is 4 or 8 hours now. So it's amazing. It's really just a personal choice about which one you like better. You know, if it's going in a small space, you might like the Dewdrop. If it's going like in your living room on a table, you might like the Desert Mist. We have a lot of other diffuser options as well, but these are the 2 that start at that base price, and it's $165. Like, how many of you have gone and bought a purse for that much money? And this can be the start of an amazing lifestyle journey that's going to make you feel better. So aren't you worth that? So is there any other things that you would like to add, Carrie Jo?
So I just want to add that when you get started on this journey with Young Living Essential Oils with myself or with Sherry, you are not alone. We are always here at any time for you to ask us questions. We're here to answer your questions. When you join with us, we also send you some books and information to help you get started. But what I love even more about our team is that we have a huge oily family. So we have Facebook events, we have in-person, right? I do a lot of in-person events here in Metro Detroit. Sherry does them in Chicago, but our team even goes bigger than that. We have another oily leader out in California. So we're connecting you. Honestly, you can be connected with tens of thousands of oily people to answer your questions. You are not alone in this journey. And I love answering questions. So when I started with Sherry, I had 1,000,001 questions for her. And you know what? She never told me, look it up, or I don't know. She was like, oh, let me find that out for you. Here's a great resource. So when I have new members, they're always like, I don't want to bother you. Please bother me, because when you ask questions, I'm learning too. So you're not just joining, you're not just going to get this box and you have to figure it out yourself. We are here to support you and in this journey together.
Yes, thank you for adding that, Carrie Jo, because I have to be honest with you. I have met so many amazing people because of this oily journey, and they are now the people that I consider my very best friends. So it's an amazing community that you become part of with Young Living as well, as you start this new lifestyle journey as well. So if you have any questions, reach out. Our information will be under these videos, and we can't wait to help you get started.
Right. Thanks for watching.
Everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.